Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tasha. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. If this is your first time tuning in, hello, welcome, thank you, happy Monday. Get on up in here, all right? Please follow us on YouTube at Inappropriate Radio TV, okay? No periodic table, no alien talk. You already know the creator came through with a message for us, guys. I had my intentions actually set on going over something else, but I didn't, okay? I didn't because I wanted to make sure that, number one, I wasn't projecting, right? But also I wanted to make sure that I was hearing the creator correctly. I just recently got the download. I didn't even have the download long, okay? So there are people thinking that there are spells to undo the spells that they already did when they started to spell on other people. Child, it's a mess. Child, it's a mess. Let me just... You cannot undo a spell. I'm sorry, my phone rang. But there are people believing that there are spells to undo the spells that they've been spelling. And you cannot, okay? Once you bind someone in the spirit, you are opening a portal. Whether it's effective or not is up to the creator in the auric field that he has created around them, including their immediate environment, their ancestors, and just how they function and operate as a human being all together, okay? You absolutely cannot close the portal. You can ask that the creator forgives you for it. The main thing you can do, other than asking the creator for forgiveness, is exposing yourself by saying, hey, I hexed you, I cursed you. And obviously people don't want to be outed like that, right? Like, people do these things because they like to go through the back door, through the underhand, through all these hoops and loops in the dark side that will allow them to attack a person, right? This is not that. This is the instance where you literally have to put yourself in position to be seen as a person who's practicing witchcraft, a person who binds people up. And I know that this sounds crazy, but that's the only way. To officiate, right? Getting rid of whatever you've done. Now, there are some spells and curses and hexes and things like that will immediately and automatically go back to everything that is connected to you, especially when you are attacking someone of a higher vibration, okay? And again, it doesn't even have to be effective, but your intentions, right, on doing so is what you are being judged on. Your heart. Remember, our heart needs to be as light as a feather. So if you are doing witchcraft on people or cursing people and hexing people and putting spells on people, you have a heavy heart, my love, and you are not in control of the hour that you leave and depart from this dimension, right? You're not in control of that. No matter how powerful you may be, let's not forget, your gifts come from the one and only, the true creator of all things, right? So, and I'm not even here trying to tell y'all not to do no spells, because I don't even care. That's your karma, child. If that's what you do, that's what you do. I'm not in the business of convincing anyone anything. However, you do need to pay attention to the reality of what happens when you curse someone that, number one, doesn't deserve to be cursed, two, that you have no business playing in their auric energetic field, and three, if you yourself have your own karma and your own loose ends that you need to tie up, that can almost definitely guarantee that it will backfire, okay? And it doesn't even have to be that you cursed the wrong person, even though that is usually what's connected to the backfire, a lot of the times it's because you've done so much and you've put out so much heavy energy into the ethers that it absolutely has to come back, even for it to be effective, right? Even for your curse or your hex or your spell to work, you have to reap some of it, because you are not in good standing with the universe. Okay, if you are making a living off of people's pain, then you are going to for sure live in darkness. Now, granted, we've talked about how some people come from bloodlines where, they just have these spiritual gifts that they decided to use for negative. And some of these people, the Creator has allotted them the leadway to carry on in these negative ways by binding people, cursing people. Sometimes the Creator is behind. Well, all of the time he's behind it. But most of the time, if the Creator is allowing generations of one bloodline to just cast spells on people and make a living out of it, there's some debt that needs to be paid out to that bloodline. Okay? And they get to pretty much wreak havoc, if you will. There are tons of different reasons why the Creator would allow that, but it's usually because some debt was paid by that bloodline and it was unfair. It was like unbalanced. And in order for the balance to be paid, then they're like out here putting out their own shit. It doesn't make it right, but it's just karmic law. We talked about the laws of the universe. We didn't go into all of them, but you definitely need to look into it. There's a book, actually, my goodness, I don't even remember the name of a book, but there is a book that actually talks about the universal laws, not the laws of the water, not, the other different realms and dimensions that are there that also are governed by laws. This is basically just the universal laws, okay? The laws of the ethers. So we all have to abide by those rules. And because we are almost 100% water, we too have to abide by the water rules. We're land and water, guys. We're physical and we're water. So there are things that we have to adhere to before we get to spiritually attack people, or before we get to spiritually become involved with people. You don't have to ever physically meet a person to become spiritually involved with them. I mean, just think about how many people practice witchcraft and brujeria and voodoo and all of this stuff on other continents that you've never been to. And they're practicing and they're attacking, right? So this is definitely one of those things where I would really just encourage people to just really find out who they're attacking. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you not to do it, because if you want to get that kind of karma, child, that's on you. And I don't know if God is guiding you to do it, if God is allowing you to do it because he is just, I don't know. Like, I don't know why God would even, other than the debt needing to be paid. I mean, there are a few things that I'm not going to get into, but I don't know. Like, God has his own thing that he does, right? And we have to just fall in line. So in most cases, people, they start these attacks, right? They get to attacking and then they realize that, I mean, sometimes it's in the beginning of whenever this seance or ritual is done that they'll get like visits from certain ancestors, or, they'll find themselves in situations that they have to give up something in order to get out of it, or they'll just die. Meaning losing a gift, or losing a loved one, or losing some type of finances, or becoming sick. There's usually some type of thing that you have to give up. This is why they make sacrifices. And this is why when they're sending you spirits, when they're spiritually attacking you, they are going to send in these different attacks with the sacrifice, right? It's usually when they're sending a spirit, or when they're trying to extract your energy, or when they just want to kill you altogether. There's a lot of different rituals, right, that go on. They're not always related to and connected to killing someone, right? It's a lot of the times they are, but I want to say at least 60% of them are about just, let me just say 50%. About 50 to 60% are really mainly about just taking your essence. Even though that is the death of your soul, it's the death of your essence, it's not the death of your physical body. Some of these spells, they're for sure to kill you. Like, some people want you the fuck up out of here, right? Even if you don't know the person and you don't have nothing to do with it, you're just doing the job, you too will reap the benefits, and you will also reap the debt that is connected to doing rituals and practicing witchcraft on people, especially when these are people who have hearts that are light as feathers. When you are dealing with people who absolutely positively don't really owe the universe anything. Like, it's one thing to attack a person that's so in debt with the universe that the universe allows it because the debt needs to be paid before they get to die or before they get to move on, or it will trickle down to their children or anyone or anything connected to them. That's one thing, right? When the universe is like, you know what, you owe me and I don't care how I get it, but I want it. That's one scenario. But when you are just spiritually attacking a person who doesn't owe the universe, you are shit out of luck. And don't let them be like a good person who's in their calling, who's in their purpose, who's doing exactly what God told them to do. You are going to be fucked up. Let me just tell you, like, it's not gonna end well. You cannot take the spell back. It's a portal that you opened. The reason why you would want to tell them to raise awareness, but also so they would be able to identify the different things that will be leading them into the portal, right? So let's just say if you prayed, or not prayed, but let's just say if you wished, or that is praying, if you are like doing a ritual for a person to get sick, right? Maybe you don't want them to die, but maybe you just want them to sit down for a minute, right? All of the things that can make them sick will suddenly become attracted to them. So if you tell them, hey, I know this is wrong and this is crazy, but I did a ritual on you because I wanted you to be sick because for whatever reason, I hate you, right? Or I don't like you, or someone paid me $1,000 to do this spell on you, but I just want to tell you so you won't subject yourself to the behaviors and the environments that will make this spell easier to manifest. Okay, so that means anything that can make that person sick, they will slowly but surely stray away from it. Or it can have adverse effects like you becoming sick yourself because they're so in tune. And again, you can't take it back. You can't take the energy from out of the ethers once you put it out there. Again, you can ask for forgiveness and the creator may very well forgive you, but you will have to pay back this debt that you have created with the universe by opening a portal that is connected to a ritual. No matter what the ritual is for, no matter what you're saying, no matter what you're performing, no matter what, if you are spiritually attacking people, you cannot take it back. Once you take a picture, once you bury anything, once you take blood, saliva, any of the bodily fluids from a person and or hair, any of their belongings, clean or dirty, with the intention in your mind to curse, hex, or whatever, to attack them in any kind of way, your good is done. Now, if you want to walk up to a person and say, hey, I don't like you, don't say shit to me, I won't say shit to you, that's different, right? You're making the playing field even. You're giving them the awareness in their face so they can decide whether they want to engage with you, whether they want to find out and investigate why you hate them or whatever. But once you have intentions on attacking a person, you're going behind their back, you're lighting candles, you're dealing with water, you're getting readings and all of this stuff, it's a portal you open up, okay? And whoever walks in it is all because of you. You are responsible for that portal. And we all know that we're not responsible for portals, but you become responsible, okay? But I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. Hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. Hope y'all enjoyed your weekend. Love you. Peace.